All right, let's do a quick mic check. The delay on YouTube is quite significant. That is crazy. But everything is working fine, so it's all that matters. All right. How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's having a great week so far. We're going to start off with a cat today. Yes, hi, Dresden. Hi, Dresden. Oh, yeah. You're such a fluffy boy. You're so cute. Don't look at the screen. It's just you on the screen. You don't have to be afraid of the cat on the screen. Just you. Oh, he saw himself. Oh no. Oh no, he saw himself. He's so dumb. I love him, but brain's small. Yes, it's Dresden. His name, for anyone who doesn't know, his name is Dresden. And he is afraid of the cat that lives in my monitor, which is himself whenever he's on camera. All right. 1 second. I think I forgot to do something. Shoot. Sorry about this. 1 second. Okay. Oh well. I did forget to do something, but I'm not going to do it on the fly. So, oh well. Hey, camera, stop, stop that. I don't like that. Camera, jeez. It's not supposed to be that zoomed in on me. You are practicing. Damn, I need to. Yeah, I'm going to be practicing today. Absolutely. The goal is to just do a very, very quick portrait. And if it doesn't come out, if I can't finish it, that's fine, and it's not a big deal. Hi, Des. Good to see you. How are you doing? Yeah, I think it's a good thing to practice. Don't get me wrong. I think that taking the time and getting the painting right is also good, but it's a balancing act, right? Because I could literally paint a single painting for my entire life and never finish it. But it doesn't mean that it's going to get better. It just means that I'm going to be wasting my time, right? So it's definitely like a balancing act. All right. I'm just cleaning my brush real quick. I've been what's it called? I've been keeping my brushes soaked in mineral oil, which you don't want to get mineral oil in your painting. So what I do is I actually clean my brush before I paint to get all the mineral oil out. But yeah, today I'm just going to be trying to do a quick portrait, a small one. This is an 8 by 10 canvas. So very, very small. And there's even a chance, depending on how it goes, there's even a chance I will just wipe it off um, the canvas at the very end and, reuse the canvas at another time. Um, yeah, we'll see. Alrighty. I'm just checking one thing real quick here. I want to see something unrelated to this. I'm just doing a little mixing exercise real quick. Okay. Alrighty. This says, I got the tattoo done on the one I was working on. The last bit should be her hair. I'll do that tomorrow. Nice. Des is working on a fantastic project for, one second, excuse me, for a recovery center, doing portraits of the people who work there and the people who are, what's it called, who use the place. So yeah, I think it's a really cool project. Uh, I couldn't remember what I was trying to do. Trying to get some more yellow out because I know I'll need it. Alrighty. Now to lay in my painting, I am just gonna grab what I have left over here on the canvas. I mean on my not canvas, on my palette. Anything that's wet. I actually thought a lot more of this was going to be wet. That's odd. Oh well. I might have to take a minute to clean my palette at some point. But it's not a big deal. I need breaks occasionally too, right? Camera's having a hard time today. Jeez. All right. I don't know what's got me into it, but whatever. All right. Let's get going. Oh, wait. Gonna use some oil to help things move faster. What am I working on? Um, so I'm doing a portrait. Just a. Do you mean the surface or like what am I going to be painting? I'm painting a portrait as a practice for Portrait Artist of the Year paint along. On June 9th, we're doing Portrait Artist of the Year paint along, um, where I will be hosting it, and anyone who wants to participate is welcome to participate. I will have references from a episode of Portrait Artist of the Year for everybody, and they can, we're gonna pretend we're on the show for the fun of it because it's a lot of fun. Um, and so I'm just doing a practice run to try and get faster because I'm going to try and do it in the 4 hours that they, have on the show. The stream's going to be about 5 hours roughly, I think. I'm guessing, that's what it was last time. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. If you mean the surface I'm working on, I don't think you do, but if you do, I'm working on a uh, ACM panel, which is an aluminum composite panel uh, that I prepped myself. But yeah. Sorry, I should have clarified. It's really hard to remember, like when you're chatting, that there's such a delay and what you say can be interpreted in all kinds of ways. So it can be really challenging. I've fallen into those types of things before where I think they'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and then whoever has no clue what I'm talking about. So I know I'm already making mistakes, but the goal the goal is to not make any mistakes. The second goal is to be able to identify said mistakes and correct them, which is not easy to do. Luckily, I do have some techniques to help with that. Um, there's so many different options as far as that goes. But yeah, some of which I teach in my workshop. Hey, I get to plug my workshop now. Yeah, I'm teaching a workshop June 22nd. Um, Painting Without Fear, link in the description. Or No Fear Painting, kind of changes, but yeah, No Fear Painting. I teach some of these things there, and you can join. It's 4 weekends, 4 Saturdays, or 4 classes, however you want to look at it. Um, Only $220, which I think is pretty good price-wise. But yeah, and it's online, and things will be recorded in case you can't make it. I don't know what else to say. That's about it. So I picked a hard one because the head's tilted to the side, and heads at an angle are very difficult a lot of times. All right, let's see. My palette's a mess, which is, I'm not really happy about that. I should take the time to clean it up. But I'm also trying to go quickly, which, for the record, a lot of times the best way to go quickly is to go slow and deliberate. So just moving fast is not always the best way at doing that. The other thing I noticed when I do, um, I've noticed this recently when I've done portrait painting uh, from live models, is I have a tendency to kind of leave my stylization kind of aspects of things and kind of leave it, and I just try and focus on like getting the getting the likeness, getting everything accurate and so on, which makes sense, right? Because like when you go to add that stylization on top of everything, it adds a layer of difficulty and it adds more complications. However, if I want to be able to always kind of hit that look, I have to practice at doing it from a live model. Or I don't have to, but it'd be good to. So that is one of my goals with this too, is to not only make it kind of accurate, but also try and preserve that aspect of my painting. When I'm at when I go out to paint at a live model, like when I have to drag all my gear with me, it's a lot more difficult than when I do it here at home. Because at least here I can, like, I have my, what's it called? My brayer is still here and everything. When I go out, it is so much harder because, like, I'm not going to take my brayer and all, all my stuff. You pack kind of light and, sparse. So I usually, it's a lot harder to do that. So luckily, I do have all that stuff here today. So I'll be trying to incorporate that. However, using the brayer in some ways slows down everything, right? Because it messes everything up. So if something's accurate, well, I just ruined it by, messing everything up. So I essentially have to find the drawing twice, which, is slower. So it might not be a good system for a timed event. We'll put it that way. But yeah, June 9th is the um paint along. And like I said, it's a pretty fun. We had a lot of fun last time, so you know, I do recommend participating if it's something you like doing. And you don't have to paint oils. You can draw, you can do digital. This is just for fun, you know. And I do show people's work on stream if people are participating during the event. So if you want, that's, join my Discord. That's how you do it. So something that what's it called? I read once in a book. It was the Daily Painting book by what's her name? Miriam something, I think. I'm bad with names. Um, but I remember she does a lot of it's mostly still lives, but I remember her talking about the painting process and the order in which she paints. Because some painters will paint from back to front. Some painters, everyone has different techniques. She referred to it as like, I think it was like islands or pools, and it's basically like painting what's around something and then what's inside of it. If I remember correctly, that's the order she went in and trying to find those types of things. Um, if I remember correctly, I might be getting it flipped though, so you know, I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, there's something to that, at least in my experience. So a lot of times I will paint whatever's behind. It doesn't matter where that sits in perspective necessarily, just in as far as order of overlapping. So right now I'm just kind of blocking in like general colors. This is something that if you're not comfortable painting wet into wet, I would probably say is a really bad technique for you or to practice painting wet into wet because all the like really lovely color variations that are on the face and in the skin and from shadows and lights and all that, you're gonna miss a ton of that if you're not comfortable going in to your painting and, messing with all of that. And it's just something to be aware of because you can have very flat looking skin tones if you don't do that. And while I'm on, actually, I take that back. I don't know what I was saying while I'm on the subject. But while I'm painting this subject, it's worth mentioning people ask a lot of times for recipes on like how to paint, how to mix skin tones and how to, paint skin tones. And, I don't think there's any recipe to painting skin tones. Um, it's just color mixing, which I know isn't the answer anybody wants, but in a way it's kind of good and kind of simple. You can make a lot of variations as far as skin tones with all the same pigments. I'm only using technically 5 pigments and I can make pretty much any skin tone. Um, so it doesn't really matter. And the variations are just like very subtle, you know. And lighting will dictate so much of your skin color. Um, I painted people who are like bright red or pink or blue, and it's like, yeah, of course they're not actually that color, but in the right light they are. Also, most things in not most, but a lot of things in life are just kind of variations of brown or gray. Like even if you think that they're not, they probably are. Uh, and if there's some other color, they're basically so muted that they're essentially like a gray. So many things fall into that category. And especially when people don't know what the color of something is, if they're like, I'm not sure, 90% of the time it's just a desaturated grayish color. Um, and the reason they can't distinguish it is because you're kind of lacking that information, so it's very subtle. It's like it'll be like a really light blue or desaturated blue or you know desaturated red or brown or whatever. That happens so often to me too. Like something I have to constantly like be aware of. So her dress has a pattern on it, and there's no way I'm painting that pattern. I'm just gonna average out the color and make it kind of a general color. Personally, I will say this, I generally don't like painting patterns that much. If it's important or really affects things, I often will, but it has to be significant, in my opinion. But when you're trying to go fast and do like a quick, quick portrait like this, yeah, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to like not. Sometimes it can be hard to figure out a color. Don't be afraid of doing swatches on the thing. As long as you can get rid of them or cover them up, it's not a problem. Is this one of the sitters from the shows, or you pick randomly? No, this is not one of the sitters. I went on Unsplash and picked uh kind of a random person. I if I practiced someone from the show, that would be, I feel like that would be cheating. So yeah, no, this is just some random person. Yeah, I feel like it'd be really messed up if I painted someone from the show. Like if I happen to paint someone from the show, fine, whatever. But if I'm like, no, I'm gonna go grab an image of one of the, from the show and pre-do it, that feels messed up to me. As soon as I put in the like dark, I realized how much lighter this all needs to be. Hey, Smash Button. You're back? Yeah, I'm back. You're back too. Thanks for stopping by. This says, no, I just thought you were using them to practice, not necessarily the same one you were painting on the day. Yeah. Yeah. And my subscriber count went up. Nice. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Just got off of work. These airplanes were coming in late today. You don't have to share what you do, but do you work in air traffic control or something like that? Like I said, you don't feel obligated to share. This is a public place, I remind you. Um, you know, so I don't want people to feel obligations to share anything. Yeah, I'm a ramp agent. Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You're the one who loads the bags. Yeah, I've seen video of people doing that for uh, and it's crazy how like quick and efficient and everything you guys can be. All right. Michelle says you don't get paid enough for the crap you have to do. I literally think nobody at the airport gets paid enough, and yet the tickets are still too pricey. So one of the reasons I'm doing this, other than I like doing this, I'm talking about using the brayer. Uh, it squishes the paint around, and so it makes the painting layer thinner, physically thinner, which makes it easier to cover up and make changes to. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing it right now. You can see it literally takes paint off, but yeah, that can be useful. Quick stretch. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to share this. Um, I'm going to send it to my my computer so that I can compare the two, my reference and my painting. Yeah, and that's how I will, that's one of the ways I will do this quicker, as far as like getting the everything more accurate. There's other ways of doing it. There's there's all kinds of techniques. You can do the grid technique. You can do um, site size. There's even apps that can help if you just want to use your phone. You can there's literally an app you can use. It's not the best, but it works. And if all you're trying to do is get close, it's not a problem at all. All right. 1 second, I have to be off screen for this, unfortunately. Um, yeah, this will just take a minute. But yeah, I've like talked about this stuff before, but I also am going to cover this in my workshop and go over it there. Sorry for the constant plugs to everyone who's been around. You just never know when people are going to be here for the first time or, are going to hear it for the first time. You never know. But yeah, there are what's it called? There are like low tech ways of doing this too. You don't have to use technology, but I will say the technology stuff definitely like makes it quicker and easier. I do think it's important to be able to do it without the technology because otherwise, not only are you reliant on it, um, but um, it develops bad habits. But yeah, I did hear something pretty smart though once, where someone was, people say you don't want to use it as a crutch, and it's like, yeah, but at the same time, like, uh, you want to use crutches to heal, right? Like that's what they're for. So crutches are okay for certain things temporarily. You don't want to turn a crutch into a temporary one into something that lasts forever. Alrighty. There we go. All done. I was pretty darn close. I'm looking at what there's some things that are a little off, but no, pretty close actually. You'll see what's off in a minute when I start drawing it in. Because I'm trying to do this quick, I'm trying to do this all in one setting, I can use my wipeout tool to draw. I'm so happy. It's my preferred way of drawing back into my painting. I just can't always do it. I can't always use it. Glove does not want to go on right now, which apparently means I'm not guilty. Sorry, excuse me for a second. All right, there we go. All right, so this is my wipeout tool. Um, it's called the wipeout tool. Uh, there's tons of brands that, different brands. It's just like rubber tips on both ends. Sheesh, the Laura Des says sheesh the jokes. Well, gotta try it sometimes. Gotta be careful with the jokes too, but yeah. All right, so now you'll be able to see how off I was with things. And so will I. So it was slightly off here, you can see. Like everything was just slightly to the side, but I mean, it's pretty close. And you can see I made a mark here trying to correct, which wasn't very accurate, but it was pretty close to it. Worth knowing that too, this technique, like all the lines and everything, it's not perfect. Even though you're using photos, the way lenses distort things, and um, the way lenses distort everything, it's never perfect. Even when you take a photo and you think, okay, this must be perfect. Yeah, it's not always. You think Ash from the Evil Dead would look great as an oil painting? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Not saying that I wouldn't enjoy painting him, because I do think I would enjoy painting him. I'm like very confident that there's a bunch of Ash paintings out there already, though. But I do think I would have a lot of fun painting him. Maybe for next Halloween, I can do that. I did a Bride of Frankenstein for last Halloween. The Bride of Frankenstein is like 99% done. There's just like one or two very final touches I need to put on it, and I haven't had the time. But yeah, um, that was a fun painting. But yeah, Ash. I've drawn Ash before. I did it. I don't think I have the drawing still, but I did I did do an Evil Dead drawing back in the day. Okay, Des. Yeah, back in the day, I did do like comic book style. But yeah, I don't have a picture, but I've met him a couple times too. Um, yeah, I didn't get a picture or anything. It was at like comic book conventions type of thing. He was always very nice. I do have a photo with Stan Lee somewhere, like from way back when. Um, I have no idea if I still have it though. It's like I said, it was from a long time ago. It might be on my Facebook. I don't even remember. Her hair is braided, which is just gonna, I think, kill me in this context. Normally, no, but like if I'm trying for speed, yeah, I think so. I made mistakes picking this. Let me put it that way. This I got wrong. This thing. Oh well. I'm going back to the Ash and the Evil Dead. I think I've only seen two of the Evil Deads. Um, can't remember if there's more than two, but I really only remember one of them, the one where he goes back in time. That's the only one I actually remember. I remember seeing another one, but it was either I didn't see the whole thing or I just don't remember it. I remember it being more like trying to be real horror, not like comedy horror. But yeah, the one where he goes back in time, I mean, you know, it's it's horror, I guess. It's also comedy. There's a hair I'm trying to get it. All right, there we go. Now I just need to, fill in the rest, right? Easy. All right. Let me clean my palette for a moment because it's driving me crazy. And then I'll continue. I don't mind the mess of the palette. I mind the dry paint on the palette. That's what I'm like bothering me because it messes with how my paint mixes, like how it moves, and I don't like that. So, oh, that sound. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Alrighty, there we go. That was absolutely worth the time. Let's see what is going on. Huh. Oh. Alrighty. Cool. Alrighty. So because this is a like quick portrait, I'm not going to really worry about getting everything right in the background. I'm going to use the background more for framing and carving into the figure than anything else. That is one of the things I love about oil painting. You can do this in digital as well. Being able to carve like into, into shapes. So you can do this with acrylics too, but it's a little different because in acrylics you're almost always covering up if if it's dry. So you're doing wet on dry. So it's a little different. Not that you can't do that in oils as well, it just kind of depends. But yeah, um, same thing, gouache can do it because gouache can be opaque, but once again, it's um, oil and digital, it's always, well, not always, but digital is always wet, so you can always go back and carve into things. Of course, you can go the other way as well. So I don't know. There's just something very satisfying about it. For skin tones, one of the things sometimes is a problem is um, we have a tendency to make the skin tones. Um, People find it hard to get the skin tones right, and a lot of times they'll either make them too dark. It's either one or the other. I've seen way too dark or too light. When it's too light, it's like completely washed out. When it's too dark, it's overly saturated. Those are the two I see the most. You know, those are the tendencies that I see people lean into. Um, yeah. One of my favorite painters, Jennifer Balkin, uh, she paints people with a ton of different skin tone colors. It's like this patchwork of of color, and she referred to it as rainbow people once, although that's not entirely accurate because she doesn't really go that outrageous with the colors. But it is, we'll say, technically speaking, not correct. But like, it's incorrect in like the best ways. And it's so good. So, you know, getting it accurate is important, sort of. Depends on what you want to accomplish. She has very pronounced like eyebrow ridges, at least in this lighting. I've been avoiding putting out more of my red paint because I'm almost out of it on this tube, but can't put it off anymore. For anyone watching, have you ever used Williamsburg quinacridone red? I'm curious. If you have, how does it compare to other quinacridone rose colors you've used? Super curious. I was looking up paints and Williamsburg quinacridone red. Um, they're little what's it called? Um, not blurb. What's the word I'm looking for? Copy for that color. They're just showing. They're just throwing shade at other companies and their rose colors. And I was just like, I am so curious now because I've never seen a company like literally throw shade like that toward at other companies in their marketing for a color. So feel free to leave a comment in in the YouTube comments if you're watching this in the replay. All right. This is the possibly the biggest weakness of my palette. Um, is the lack of like convenience colors and having to mix everything constantly. Um, I know eventually I'll probably just buy a bunch of convenience colors to, substitute some colors in my palette to make my life easier. There's no good reason not to. Hey, Don Lee, welcome. Good to see you, man. Uh, I'm on pace. Yeah, I'm trying to practice for June 9th when we do the Portrait Artist of the Year paint along. So I thought I'd get in some practice. This is a random model. I'm not like pre-watching and practicing on the models, but I am trying to go fast and do that because uh yeah, just practicing. Yeah, Des mentioned that you were practicing. Yep. Hey, welcome back, Des. Yep, yep. I was talking about this with some other artist friends recently, and the basic idea is that like, the question is, how much do you gain from like taking the extra time to do a portrait, right? Like, how much do you gain in that time? And it's always an equation, you don't want to like if you can finish a portrait like 80% of the portrait, let's say 90% of the portrait, you can finish in like, you know, 8 hours. And then you spend another 20 hours doing the last 10%. It becomes a question of like, is this a worthwhile trade of your time? And I think you can, I think practicing that is beneficial. even if it's like not how I normally finish my portraits, it's still beneficial to practice it. I will say this one thing that what's it called? My old teacher used to say is it's not about painting fast. Like moving fast isn't the goal. It's about uh, accuracy and um, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess accuracy and precision and not wasting um, too many decisions. Did you stream today, Don Lee? I thought I saw you notify that you were streaming, and I went and you weren't there, and then I couldn't go back. So um, I wasn't sure if you were streaming today or not. He just finished. Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed it. Like I said, I did try and go, and I guess I went too early because you weren't streaming yet. Yeah. Uh, oh, okay. Sorry. It's like, what is, you'll check what out? Oh, okay. Discord, uh, stuff with Des. I hope you had a good stream. By the way, anyone who watches streams on Twitch, I highly recommend you check out Don Leo. He's a real fun streamer that I highly recommend. It's Don Lee as one word, and then underscore O with three H's. Does digital art and a lot of fun pop culture related stuff, and sometimes 3D. All right, I think I actually need to grab a what's it called? Another brush because I feel like at this point I need a smaller brush to go in and get some of those details in there. All right. Sorry if my face is slightly out of camera. Trying to get in there and do these details. Oh, thanks, Michelle. May have went too light with that last one. Just gonna put this out there, if Sky Arts wants me to actually come on the show, I'm totally down for that. Just saying. I'll happily come on the show and make all kinds of inappropriate jokes if they want, or not if they don't want. I don't mind. I don't mind being a wise ass on the show. It's so accommodating. Uh, However, I can make it easier for them. How you doing? Good. It's Friday for me. Nice. Congratulations. Not sure why, but Sleep Token and WoW go pretty well together, to be honest. I can see that. Um, I do not play WoW, but Michelle does. Only says I'm not a wowhead, but I get hooked on things too easy and got scared off when I started hearing stories about it. I'll be honest, only like I'm sure there's a ton. I mean, I've heard the stories too. Um, I I find WoW extremely boring, but to each their own, right? I mean, I'm hooked on Elden Ring, so it's not like I don't get hooked on things, but yeah. Uh, Elden Ring DLC coming June 21st. I know. I feel so like it's coming out right as my what's it called? Right as my workshop starts. I'm just like, damn it. I won't be able to spend all my time in Elden Ring. I'm gonna have to teach the workshop too. Maybe that's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, it comes out the day before the workshop and I'm just like, oh my God. How am I going to force myself to go to bed and show up, um, you know, rested for the workshop? It's actually a good thing. It'll force me to pace myself a little. I don't think a concussion will help me, Cassandra. Hitting me with a mallet, I don't think will help my painting ability. Although I'm sure she's all in for that option. Nothing like sleep of the concussed. Yeah, right? I'm no fun. I've heard that before. I've been told that. Usually when I don't want bad things to happen to me, which makes me feel a lot better about hearing that. Just gonna screenshot this for later. I'm gonna screenshot the chat for later. I've seen that does I have seen the videos of the professional fighters doing professional uh pillow fights in a ring like boxers. Yeah, I have. They look pretty it looks pretty cool. Although I get the feeling that they could probably easily give each other concussions. I've never seen an actual fight. I just saw clips from it. So I do wonder how like safe or dangerous it is. I know it sounds silly, but like, these guys are like actual fighters. So they can hit pretty hard. Does it have to check the pillows to make sure there's no bats hidden inside? I imagine. No, I imagine that like so the way that the way that you get a concussion is from like your head moving and your brain hitting the inside of your skull. So I imagine with a pillow, you could surprisingly give someone a concussion. Like I don't think it'd be that hard, honestly. You're not going to like damage their face maybe, but the just the impact I wonder. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like super safe. I hope. That makes it more fun. If the safer it is, the funner it is, I think. But yeah, it's like those slap fights. Those things are brutal, but when you hear about it, you're like, "Oh, they're just slapping each other?" Oh my God, those can be brutal. Only says the face. It is happening. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's coming together. Yeah, Michelle, you didn't hear, you never seen those? You're making mac and cheese? Okay. I see. This is supposed to be healthy mac and cheese, but it's clumpy. Sorry. All right. Time is moving so fast. You're still gonna eat it. It's just disappointing mac and cheese. Okay. So these pillow fights, I don't know that much about it, I'll be honest. It's just I know that they're doing like it's basically pillow fights, but like in like boxing rings. So it's like professional pillow fights. But I don't really know much more about it, honestly. Okay, so I'm started to mess up here. Um, so we'll see if I can fix it. So what's happening is the face is at an angle, and this eye, I'm slowly dropping it because like the natural inclination without us noticing is to straighten the face. And I'm starting to, mess that up a little. It's not drastic, luckily, but I did catch it, which is great. Uh, Poison Jackal says, got a mirror? I do not. But I do have other tools that I can use. So, just by looking in the what's it called? Like at my phone or looking at it in different, what's it called? Medium, like I can start to see it. I do have a mirror somewhere. I just don't know where it is right now. How you doing, by the way? Good to see you. You're good? Been lurking? Oh, nice. Okay, Michelle says, okay, the professional pill fighting thing video is uh fierce. You wanted like bunnies hopping around in a barn with bales and pillows and girls giggling and stuff. Okay. No, I told you that I was saying I'm actually like I could see people actually getting hurt from it, like getting concussions from it, with how like hard they hit. those spinning back smacks and slam downs, the top of the head. Yeah, no, I could see it being serious. It sounds, fine, but yeah. They don't wear head protection gear. They don't. I don't, but I don't think that, I'll be honest, I don't think the head protection gear would really do much because once again, I'm worried about the inside of their skulls. You know what I mean? I question how much the head protection would help against the pillows because of how the impact is. Michelle, did you mean to switch chats, by the way? Michelle says those pillows look like weapons if I didn't already repeat that. There are these videos of guys supposedly, I don't know how real this is, but supposedly starting pillow fights with random people in the street for like fun. And those actually look like fun. Those actually look pretty fun. You can switch wherever you want. I'm just making sure you meant to, you know. You are confusing Des though. Sorry, my head keeps getting in the frame. Ooh, I'll have to take a look at that, Donley. Okay, ideally, I would take another photo and I would do my whole comparison thing, but I'm pretty much getting towards the end of the stream tonight. So I'm just going to try and put like finishing touches on it and, call it a night. But not bad for the time, I think, overall. It says everyone note where he is because he'll sneak a few hours of work on it. Haha. I don't know. I'll either so what I'll do is I will call it done. I'll document where it's at, and then what I'll do is I will either um I have to decide what to do with it. I'll either take it to a finish on my own time, which I will totally own up to. I'll leave it as is, or I might just wipe it off the panel entirely and just do another one. Guys calling me out or watching you, funny business. Yeah. Yeah, this is just meant to be a practice study, so you know, I don't want it I don't want to put too much into it. Um yeah, I still haven't actually finished the painting from our last portrait artist of the year. There's still like just a few fixes I still need to do on it, and I just haven't had time to work on it. So, it's not wrong. But I do admit to it. I'm not like hiding it. I know she's just joking, but yeah. The hair and stuff is where this is like really, really falling apart. But yeah, that is almost 1 a.m. Gonna go to sleep. I'll see you soon. Sunday stream. Yep, I am streaming on Sunday. For anyone who wants to join, I stream Sunday, Tuesday night, and Thursday night. Sunday afternoon, sorry, to clarify. But yeah. Have a good night, Des. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm just so focused on trying to finish. All right. Like calling it in literally like a couple minutes at this point. This I is just wrong. I really might need to just get a smaller brush, I'll be honest. I'm starting to feel like I'm having a hard time here because of my brush. All right. One last thing here. All right. There we go. It's not perfect, but for a study, not bad. For we'll say 2.5 hours. Realistically, 2 hours. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I think if I can get this level on the ninth in 2 hours, I'll be real happy. So yeah. All right, let's see what Don Lee did, by the way. I didn't get a chance to see it. Oh, nice. Don Lee. Very, very nice. It's coming along really well. Don Lee says, yeah, I like it. Hard to say if you caught their likeness since we don't see the person, but it feels like a real person. Yeah. The likeness is a little off, I'll be honest, slightly. But I can actually hold on a second. Um, I'll put it in Discord, at least temporarily. Uh, just gonna put it in the general. Yeah, so let's see. Um, that did not work. Oh well. Okay, my Discord thing isn't working, but yeah. Um, I put it in the Discord. It's like I said, it's not perfect, but given the speed and time, like I wasn't expecting it to be perfect. Do you, do I know the person you're drawing? Is this someone we know, or is it a famous person? Because she looks familiar, but I can't place it. Donnelly, by the way. Donnelly says, "Oh yeah, I can definitely see her resemblance. I mean, it's 2 hours, and so 2 more hours of time limit. I bet it'd be on spot. Yeah, I think in 2 more hours, I could get all the like. I could start, correcting all the little bits. It's close, right? Like this needs to be like shaved down a little here. This needs to be corrected a little. This needs to come out a little more. This here needs to be a little more up. This needs a little more definition, and her hair definitely needs some work. But like you said, you know, it's definitely a limited time frame. So yeah. Anyways, we'll see if I continue it on Sunday, which I'm not sure if I will, but if I do, then you'll get to see. I'm not speaking specifically to you, Dunley, but whoever's here will be able to see how I take something that's at this stage and then like really refine it within my style. So yeah, um, we'll see. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. It's late and I'm tired, and I have to wake up early tomorrow to get shots. So gotta Gotta get going. All right. Have a good night, everybody, and I will be back on Sunday. Donnelly says, before I go, he says, I doubt that you know the person. You were just drawing it from a free stock image photo site, which I may have seen them on that stock image site. That's what might have happened because I go through the stock image websites as well. So that's what it might be. I scour the stock image sites for good photos too. So yeah, that might be what it is. Um, anyways, have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, appreciate the company, and that's it. Have a good one.